Dillian, the body snatcher right here. It's a champ. Big up to Sporting Icon. Subscribe. Otherwise, I might pay you guys a visit.
Alright everyone, hope you're all having a great day. So on this video, I'm going to be talking about the top 30 heavyweights as according to Boxrec. And the reason I'm going to use Boxrec opposed to the sanctioning bodies, all sanctioning bodies have their own biases towards certain promoters, managers, fighters. And again, I know some people say, well, maybe Ring Magazine. Again, Ring Magazine owned by Golden Boy, so there's going to be some bias on that one as well. But for me, because Boxrec is on a points basis, so you win, you get a certain amount of points if you win by knockout or points, or if you get dropped in a fight, etc, etc. All these kind of things add up to your points tally, and of course activity helps a whole lot too. So we're going to do the top 30 for heavyweight. So let's start at number 30 from Croatia, Petar Milas, 14-0 and 11 by knockout, and he had a very good victory last time out in April over Denis Baktov as well, so that's a pretty decent name on his resume. Number 29, the European heavyweight champion from Germany, Ajik Kabiel, 19-0, 13 by knockout. But he's not as active as many would like. In fact, he's had one fight in, the last 12 months. And that was in March against Andrei Rudenko, where he won on points. But still very young, 26 years old. And most people will remember Ajik Kabiel for defeating Derek Jiu Dora. Number 28, Trevor Bryan. Again, one of the most inactive fighters at heavyweight right now, considering he's one of the top guys. He's undefeated and he's a Don King promoted fighter as well. But again, he's fighting once every year over the last 2-3 years now, and very inactive. He is supposed to be fighting Manuel Charr for the regular WBA world title. I don't quite know how Trevor Bryan has managed to get that fight, but either way he has. But he's in at number 28. 27, Daniel Dubois, fresh on a victory over Nathan Gorman this past weekend in a very dominant performance. And he outdone himself in that fight, in my opinion, where a lot of people felt that Daniel Dubois would be able to land, hurt, and then stop Nathan Gorman, which of course he did, but he was outboxing Gorman as well. Daniel Dubois, only 21 years old, looking pretty damn good, really is. Carlos Takam, number 26. He is supposed to be having a rescheduled fight with Alexander Usyk real soon as well, so we have to wait and see how that one plays out, or when of course it's going to happen. Arthur Spilka makes the top 25. He's going to be taking on Derek Jiu Dora this weekend on the Dillian Whyte Oscar Rivas undercard. Spilka, he's a decent fighter, but he has been iced on 3 different occasions. But the last time he got stopped, he got stopped back-to-back by Deontay Wilder, then Adam Karnaki, where Adam Karnaki did it in half the time. But he did bounce back with 2 points wins over Dominick and, of course, Mariusz Wach as a all-Polish affair. So now he's got a chance to really make a lot of strides by getting a scalp of Derek Jiu Dora. Number 24, Marco Huck from Germany. Again, I don't know why. He tends to flip from cruiserweight to heavyweight to back to cruiserweight and up to heavyweight again. So no idea where Marco Huck is, but to be honest, every time he steps up, he does get done. But either way, he's always there or thereabouts. So 24. Number 23, Vangie Romanov, 33 years old, 13-0, 19 of those by knockout. Romanov was the guy who iced Deontay Wilder in the amateurs. And he's going to be out again on the 24th of August on the Anthony Yard Sergey Kovalev undercard in Russia. So it'd be interesting to see how he gets on. In fact, I wouldn't mind seeing him against Wilder to see if he can do it in the pros. Anyway, number 22, David Allen. He's taking on David Price, who's ranked down at number 48 or something like that. He's in the 40s. But Dave Allen in a fight against David Price this weekend, again on the Dillian Whyte Oscar Rivas undercard, where a lot of people are saying that Dave Allen will probably ice David Price in the early parts of the fight. He'll probably get iced by David Price in the early parts of the fight. If he can get past the first 3-4 rounds in that fight, then it should all be Dave Allen. But we'll have to wait and see how that plays out. I'll give my own predictions a little bit closer to the time. Thomas Adamek, 42 years old, from Poland. 53 wins, 6 defeats. But he's predominantly a career cruiserweight. Last time he fought was in October last year when he got done by Big Baby Jaramillo. But either way, he retains a respectable position of number 21. Number 20, Hughie Fury. Of course, he defeated Samuel Peter in a very, very ugly fight, a very boring fight. Hughie Fury was doing the shoulder roll and the defensive first kind of attitude against Sam Peter, which I don't think he needed to. And he was doing it at times, again, when he just didn't need to. If he just put his foot on the gas, I think that he would have stopped Sam Peter early on in the fight. But, you know, this is the start of Hughie Fury, and Sam Peter, in my opinion, did quit in that fight, feigning a shoulder injury. But anyway, just my opinion. And just above him, Charles Martin. Now, Charles Martin, most people know him for getting absolutely done by Anthony Joshua, but he has had a couple of wins since then. And he did step up against Adam Karnaki, and it was a very, very exciting fight, that was. I really enjoyed that fight. It went the distance. Adam Karnaki got the win on points. But last weekend, when he fought Daniel Martz, who's, I don't call him a journeyman, but he's more like a gatekeeper. I mean, he's 18 wins, 6 defeats and a draw. But Daniel Martz, he gave Charles Martin some real scary moments in that fight. But ultimately, Charles Martin did stop him in round number 4 after dropping him twice. Number 18, Joe Joyce. Obviously a victory over Bryant Jennings this past weekend. Some say controversially, some say not. Is what it is. Either way, he gets the victory, and he's in at number 18. And we'll have to wait and see if he's going to be fighting maybe a Trevor Bryan or a Manuel Charl or a Kabiel or a Povetkin. These are the kind of names that Joe Joyce is touting around right now. Of course, Frank Warren wants him to fight Nathan Gorman. Not too sure why he wants that fight, but he does. Number 17, Derek Jiu Dora. Again, as I said earlier, he's been taking on Spilka this weekend. Jiu Dora, he's a bit hit and miss at times, well, at the best of times. And each and every fight is a case of what Derek Jiu Dora turns up. If a motivated Derek Jiu Dora turns up, then he'll give anyone a run for his money. But sometimes a Derek Jiu Dora who can't be bothered with it turns up. So we'll have to wait and see how he turns up this weekend. Number 16, Phillip Herjave. Number 27, from Croatia, 8-0 with 6 by knockout. Now he's going to be out on the 24th of August as well, but he's going to be out in Mexico, so he won't be appearing on the Anthony Yard and Sergey Kovalev undercard. In fact, he's going to be on a Matchroom show in Mexico, which is for Estrada versus Bimon. A lot of you guys would have seen that one when I broke the news to you on that. So Phillip Herjave is there, looking real good. Somewhat of an avoided fighter, I may say, as well. Number 15, Gerald Washington. Now, he got a bit of a surprising win this past weekend over at Robert Helenius, where he knocked him out in 8 rounds. And very, very close fight. A lot of people were having Helenius winning that one and expected Helenius to win on points or get a late stoppage himself. Didn't quite work out, and Gerald Washington, after a couple of calamity defeats, is in there anyway at number 15. So he's in the top 15 of the world, according to Boxrec. Number 14, Oscar Rivas, undefeated, 32 years old, and taking on Dillian Whyte in one hell of a fight this weekend on Sky Sports pay-per-view and officially now DAZN as well. Again, I'll break down that fight a little bit closer to the time. Number 12, Dominick Brazil. I don't quite know why he's in at number 12, but again, a lot of it is down to the fact that he has had 2 world title fights, once against Anthony Joshua and more recently against Deontay Wilder. But last time he just did everything all wrong against Wilder and got iced in the first rounds. But either way, he's at number 12. Number 11, Adam Karnaki. Very, very good fighter. 19-0, 15 by knockout from Poland. Resides in New York, so I believe he has dual nationality. I'm not too sure. But either way, he's going to be out on the 3rd of August against Chris Arreola in a fight that you would fully expect Adam Karnaki to mow through him. Number 10, Josie Parker. Makes a return to the top 10 in the world. Decent victory last time out over Alex Leopai in a very dominant performance. Very, very dominant, and I think Josie Parker was showing a lot of skills in that fight. I think that maybe he could have got Alex Leopai out of there earlier, but he wanted to try out some new things. And Alex Leopai, very, very solid chin on him, he really did. But again, we'll have to wait and see what happens with Josie Parker. There's talk about that. If Derek Jiu Dora defeats Spilka, then he will fight Derek Jiu Dora next. Very interesting fight. If not, maybe a Povetkin. Again, another interesting fight. Kubrat Pulev, number 9, the IBF mandatory. Now, last time he did defeat Bogdan Dinu by stoppage in round number 7. Of course, that that whole kiss of the reporter thing come out and everything as well. But before then, he did get a win over Hughie Fury. But again, not the most active fighter in the world. In my opinion, anybody who poses any kind of danger, I think that Kubrat Pulev seems a little bit hesitant. I don't know whether or not Vladimir Klitschko took part of his soul in that fight after what happened. But for me, Kubrat Pulev is an outstanding fighter. I just wish that he'd fight a little bit more. Luis Ortiz, number 8. Again, I mean, listen, he did get iced by Deontay Wilder. He's had 3 fights since against Radvan Kajanu, Travis Kaufman, and Christian Hammer. He couldn't get rid of Christian Hammer, and he looked awful against Travis Kaufman. And, well, to be honest, he looked awful against Christian Hammer. It's almost like Luis Ortiz has forgotten how to cut the ring off. But either way, he's going to be fighting Deontay Wilder, rumoured to be September the 28th. And as per usual, at Deontay Wilder fight, they always announce it late in the day. I'm sure Wilder knew the day about 3-4 weeks ago, but likes to keep his opponents out of camp for as long as possible. But hopefully Luis Ortiz isn't falling for that one, but we'll have to wait and see. But I fully expect Wilder to ice Luis Ortiz in the rematch. Number 7, Jarrell Miller. Why is he still there? Isn't he suspended? If you're suspended, should you not be off the ratings? But as he's not officially suspended across the board, he's only suspended by the New York State Athletic Commission. Why? Because he never had a boxing license when he got busted for those PEDs when he's supposed to take on Anthony Joshua on June the 1st at Madison Square Garden. So maybe that's why he's still ranked. Either way, he's still there at number 7. Number 6, Dillian Whyte. Now, for me, I think Dillian Whyte should be a bit higher. But again, we'll have to wait and see what happens against Oscar Rivas. If he gets the win, he'll bump himself up by a couple of places, you would imagine. I don't quite know why or how they worked out the points for this one, as Dillian Whyte is very active against top level opposition, which again, Boxrec rates this one very highly. But either way, he's number 6. And number 5, Alexander Povetkin. He hasn't fought since he got done by Anthony Joshua. So either way, he's there. Apparently, he's meant to be making a comeback soon. He was supposed to fight last weekend on the Saudi Arabia card for Amir Khan. He was supposed to be on the undercard, but he pulled out for whatever reason. So now he's waiting for another date, I'd imagine. Number 4, Tyson Fury. Again, it's kind of weird that Tyson Fury, he had 3 years out of the ring when Boxrec is supposed to be against inactivity. He comes back, he fights 2 taxi drivers in Tyson Fury and Francisco Pianeta. Gets a draw with Deontay Wilder, officially a draw. But of course, we all know that Tyson Fury did win that fight by a hell of a lot. And he bounced back as well against Tom Schwartz last month. So either way, he's there at number 4. Maybe he's there because he's got that lineal thing, and I don't know, who knows. Either way, Anthony Joshua, number 3. Again, this is down to the fact that he lost to what was at the time a lower ranked opponent in Andy Ruiz Jr. So that's why he's dropped down to 3. Of course, revenge coming up at the end of the year. Still waiting for official confirmation of that one as I've been making this video. He gets that one back, he will retain or go back to the number 1, that's for sure. Number 2, Deontay Wilder. As I said, he last fought Dominick Brazil when he iced him in 1 round. Now he's going to be having a rematch against Luis Ortiz that, to be honest, not many people want to see. Then he's got a rematch with Tyson Fury. Allegedly back-to-back ones as well, but apparently the WBC have agreed that Dillian Whyte, who gets past Oscar Rivas, will be fighting the WBC champion, whomever that may be, before May the 18th. So we'll have to wait and see if Wilder versus Fury is going to have a 3rd fight. And number 1, Andy Ruiz, the unified WBA, IBF, WBO and IBO heavyweight champion of the world. As I said, he has just defeated Anthony Joshua, and because it was Joshua who had so many points ahead of everybody else, he gets like a good chunk of those points and moves right the way forward to number 1 in the world. But can he retain it by defending those titles again against Anthony Joshua? I have to wait and see. Either way, those are the official rankings by Boxrec. Drop your thoughts below, click thumbs up, subscribe. Catch you all on the next one.